Hello. On this piece of paper right here, I have the 3 mistakes I made early on in my sync career that prevented me from getting my first placement. I think this is going to be helpful for any artist that's interested in sync licensing, has been pitching their music and has not seen results, or is just like, hey, I tried it out for a bit, pulled back, I want to get back into it. How can I do it? So the first one is being too emotionally attached to any songs I submitted. This was artist project songs I had worked on. This is any cues or let's say underscores that I created for custom libraries. A lot of times when you would submit music, it's very personal. Whenever you're writing a song, whenever you're producing a song, you are putting your soul and your emotion into that piece of music. And sometimes, if you're reaching out to these libraries, you're reaching out to these supervisors, and they're saying, hey, we just don't like it. Or, why is your voice sound like this? Or, why is this other thing wrong with the track? A lot of times, hearing that as an artist or hearing that as a producer, it hurts. It definitely hurts a little bit, and it can deter you from wanting to do stuff in the future because it's like, wow, I really thought this was good. They don't like it. I can either go, hey, screw those guys. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to go find a library that understands me. The other half of it, and definitely the more mature side and what ends up leading to more placements is, hey, thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my track even. I'm going to go back in and make some changes based on the notes you sent me, and hopefully I can send a revised version that works for both of us. That's a better route to take and one I really recommend because 90% of the time it's like a small thing that they want change or it's a very minor adjustment. And you got to face it, they took the time out of their day to listen to your song. They're getting hundreds, if not thousands, of entries every week of just music, music, music. So even the fact that they listened to it, one, and two, gave actual feedback is huge. Shows that they actually care. And I want to be in a business where people actually care about what I'm sending them. Number two is a lack of accountability. This comes into multiple stages in your sync career. That could be, hey, if you're not reaching out to enough libraries, if you're not reaching out to enough supervisors, if you're not writing music every single day, those are all things that you could take in account for yourself of, did I try my best this week? Did I try my best this month? I didn't get any placements this month. Why is that? Is it because, my time was too busy, I couldn't prioritize sync licensing? You may be focusing on another project. That's totally fine and totally okay. With sync, however, it does require you to kind of treat it as like a side hustle slash a second job because it does require a lot of work. You can't just assume, hey, I have a huge catalog of music, I'm gonna go get it synced with some libraries and land a Nike commercial. Doesn't happen. Very, very rare that that does happen. And most of the time, that's with a specific A&R or a team that's looking for really cool artists and really cool music, and they have people that are already searching for that. Most people that do sync licensing tend to not have a huge following and also, might be really good at making music, might be good at their craft, but don't have a huge audience. So because of that, they have to, compensate in other ways. So what I basically mean by this for the second one is you have to keep yourself accountable. That's every week you're reaching out to 2 to 3 libraries submitting your music. That could be reaching out to a supervisor every week, like, hey, would love to hop on a coffee chat. This is what I did personally. Hey, supervisor, whatever. Would love to hop on a coffee chat sometime. Here's like a $10 Starbucks gift card. That's like a digital gift card. Whenever you have a chance, would love to talk and meet up. Amazing, great. Now they feel like they're, not incentivized, but they feel obligated to give you even like 15 minutes of their time. You gave them coffee, That's actually worked very, very well for me. It's only $10 too. Why not, right? These people are busy. So the second thing would be, hey, I'm gonna do metadata for 5 of my songs this week. Setting setting goals that are achievable is the main thing. You don't want to be saying, hey, I'm going to apply to 40 libraries this week. That's not sustainable, and there probably isn't even 40 libraries you could send your music to. So keep it, relatively sustainable for you. If it's a smaller number than what I just said, that's totally fine, but you can't stop. You have to keep submitting. You have to make sure that you're actively, getting your catalog out there because your catalog isn't doing anything for you if it's sitting on a hard drive or sitting on Spotify. That's doing nothing. It might generate some revenue, but for sync, if there's not a library pitching it, if there's not a supervisor pitching it, if you're not pitching it, then it's not doing anything for you and you're just taking up space. Number 3 is lack of proactivity. This comes down to if you reach out and do everything I just said, reach out to a bunch of libraries, supervisors, and whatnot, and you're not hearing anything back, this is really important that you are proactive and actually reaching back out. Hey, blah, blah, blah. It's been a couple months, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to make sure that you got my submission. If not, here's another, refresh link that I have of it. Would love to know your thoughts. Thank you so much. Bye. keep it very simple, keep it very basic. You don't want to send that after like a couple weeks because most libraries are taking music in on like a 3 to 4 month delay, sometimes faster if they're good. So it is worth noting that with specific libraries, do some vetting. Don't be spamming these people like a week later, like, hey, did you check out my song? They probably haven't. It's probably way below in the inbox, and you don't want to be spamming these people. Keep it very concise, accurate. If it's been months, it's time to reach out again. With this too, it is important to know that if you are reaching out to multiple libraries at the same time, you won't have the real need to be pestering each of these specific libraries at a time because some other libraries might respond quick, like, hey, we'd love to take, these 5 or 6 songs out of your catalog and put them in our library. Here's our contract, here's our terms. Awesome, amazing. If you are okay with those terms, sign that agreement and then, reaching out to the other library, hey, just want to let you know that these songs were actually picked up at this other library. If you're still interested, all these other songs are still available, in the catalog, definitely let me know if you're interested. And they understand, libraries will understand if you are, cross-pitching stuff because as an artist and as a musician, you have to make sure that you're spending your time wisely. And if you are sending stuff somewhere and it's been like months have passed and they haven't responded, and another library is, relatively quick and they're responding quick, it's sometimes better to go with that faster library because they're actually going through their music, checking it out, giving you the time of day. So those are the 3 mistakes that I made earlier on in my sync career. Right now, I'm basically getting a placement every couple of weeks, which is awesome. If you are interested in sync and you don't know how to do it or what to do, I'm actually looking for a couple more students doing like a sync mentorship. So if that sounds cool to you, write a comment down below or just DM me. I can send you the details and we can go from there.